I've been working with 3D printers for almost 10 years now, and this is my current setup. But in the old days, or at least a few years back, things looked a bit different. These are pretty typical for that time, with E3D hot ends, old V6 style rods, and very basic extruders. It's now time to build something new. I have space for one more printer here, and I want to use parts from some of those old printers. Initially I looked at the Voron Legacy. This is probably the least known Voron printer. It's using 8mm rods and a specialized toolhead and remote extruder, a couple of Z motors. It is of course a corexy printer with the A and B motor, and the way you tension the belt is by moving the A and B motor sideways. I printed out all the parts for this Voron Legacy, and there's a lot of very nice details on this printer, but in the end I decided to do something completely different, or slightly different. This is my frame. It's designed for a 220 by 220 heat bed. I tried to keep it very simple. I'm using 500mm for Z and 350mm for X and Y. I chose 500mm for Z because that's a standard length. This build is by no means a revolutionary or new concept. It lends a lot of stuff from the Trident, especially the gantry, parts of the gantry. When it comes to the skirt, I've done things a little bit different. These are single plates printed on my large printer. And by using these plates, I can stiffen up this frame a lot. It makes a big difference. If you have a small printer, you have to split this in two. Looking inside the printer, you can see that this is pretty easy to assemble, but you have to make sure that everything is square. This is a previous build, the Voron 2, and as you can see, the X-axis is almost flush with the top extrusion. On this new printer I had to lower that to have room for the rods below the top extrusion, and it was a lot of work to get this right. And I wanted the X extrusion in line with the rod. Seems to work just fine. I will publish these files when I have tested everything and can verify that it works. These motor mounts are also based on the Trident, but I have to change them. They have to be mounted below the extrusion and also a few millimeters shifted towards the front. And that is because I want the belts to be inside the frame. This is on the original Trident, where the extrusion itself is not flush with the rear of the printer. The belt path is also different because the belts, they sit a little bit lower than on original Trident. This is a better view of that difference. You can see that the X extrusion is quite a bit lower than on the standard Trident. I like to be able to tension the belt from the front of the printer, and especially if it's enclosed. And this is the version I'm using on the new build. This is a rather stringy PETG print, but I have to do something with the attachment. This one is attaching to the top, and on this build I have to attach them with one bolt and slide them up and down to the correct height. I have one printer with the old style front dialers, but that wouldn't fit on this build. I still have a lot of parts, spare parts, and especially stepper motors. Cheap corexy printers tend to have a single Z motor and then just use a long belt. I don't have that hardware, but I do have the motors and some couplings. Integrated lead screws would have been better, and possibly even some rigid couplers, but I'm using the spare parts I have. One advantage of having 3 stepper motors is that I can control them individually and have a Z tilt functionality. That will give me the best baseline for starting a bed mesh. If I had all 3 Z steppers connected, they would have to move up and down at the same time. I've been using different solutions for Z, like this one with MGN and the belt, or this one with 10mm rods and the belt, and both worked just fine. In this build I'm using 10mm rod on Y and 4 8mm rods on Z, and I'm using 2 in the back to prevent twisting. As you can see, I'm not too concerned about the quality of all the parts. I'm even using 2 different types of belts. I'm ready to try out the Toolhead, and this is going to be a special version of the Dragon Burner. I'm making a version with CPAP with remote cooling, and we'll see how that goes. Remixing the Dragon Burner was quite easy, and now I just have to make an adapter for the CPAP hose. Next up is working on the heat bed assembly and starting on the wiring. Should be a lot of fun. Bye for now, and hope to see you back for part 2.